What's up everyone watching this video, and welcome back to the journey through war robots. And today I want to show you guys the top 6 best medium weapons to get in the war robots workshop. And as you guys may or may not know, I recently just uploaded a video on the best heavy weapons to get in the workshop, and if you haven't checked it out, then I suggest to go check it out after this video because it is really good. And there are quite a few weapons in there which you might not expect to be in the top 6, but I personally believe they should be in there. And yep, so that's a video to definitely go check out later. But this video is all about the medium weapons. So let's start. So first I might just quickly collect these Havoc weapons, and I'll give you a little hint, the Havoc is in the list somewhere. I might not tell you where, but it is definitely in the top 6 somewhere. But no, I'll come to that later. Let's just get into the video. And yep, here we go. So as you can see, I've got all the weapons out in front of me, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to start from number 6. I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, which is the best overall weapon to get. But let's just start at number 6. And number 6, guys, is the drumroll, the Igniter. And the reason I show this is because it is a really powerful weapon in some ways, but in some other ways it is very let down. It does a lot of damage if you hit the enemy very well for a long time. It does have a sort of long range. It's 350 meters, which is pretty good, and the reload time is only 5 seconds. And the reason it's in 6th place is obviously because it is a very slow weapon. It takes a long time for the weapon firepower to get from the weapon to the enemy, so that's one thing. And the other thing is that it's very hard to hit the enemy as well, because fast enemies can't really be hit because this is a slow weapon again, and it's really hard to hit enemies with this weapon. But apart from that, it is really good. And also the other thing about the Igniter is that it does have relatively it does have a relatively quick clip. So I don't know how long it can fire for, but the clip runs out really quickly and then you have to reload again. So it definitely takes not very long for the Igniter to have to reload every time. So that's another thing. But apart from that, it is still a really good weapon, and it is a really good weapon for a fast robot such as a Strider or something like that is really super fast, that can get right up to the enemy and do some damage. So it can be equipped on a very fast robot, but anything other than that, it is just not going to work. So that was the Igniter for you. Number 6, the Igniter. And if you guys don't know, I have the Igniter installed onto my Phantom here, and the reason I did that is because the Phantom is obviously a really fast robot, and it can go up right close to the enemy and do lots of firepower to the enemy. So Igniter is good on robots that are very fast. And now coming in at number 5 is the Cryo. And the Cryo I chose for a lot of reasons is because it does an insane amount of damage. It has a pretty long range, 300 meters. It has direct firepower almost if the enemy is pretty slow. Or if it's like being locked down or anything, it can do a lot of damage to slow enemies. Its reload time is ridiculously long, obviously. It takes super long for this to reload. But if it is full, then it would do so much damage to the enemy. And the effect duration is 5 seconds, which is obviously the freezing. The Cryo does freezing, which is really good. And it also accumulates effects really quickly. Quicker than most weapons do, so it does accumulate them very fast, and again does so much damage if you unload your whole pack onto the enemy. And yeah, and it has direct fire, as I said before, and it can also shoot while recharging as well, and damages all targets and shields in explosion radius. So it is kind of like a splash weapon such as the Igniter. So that's something to keep in mind. But the reason it's only in 5th place is because it does have an extremely long reload time, and that's basically it. If it wasn't for the reload time, this would be a really good weapon. So yeah, and that was the Cryo, guys, number 5. And now coming in at number 4 is the Hussar. And the reason I chose it is because it's a really good sniping weapon. 600 meters, really good, does an insane amount of damage. The damage overall doesn't get affected by how far away the enemy is, so you can do the exact same amount of damage as you would at someone that's in close range. So 600 meters, you can do extremely lot of damage every hit. It does have a 12-second reload, but the 12-second reload is to reload the whole clip. You don't usually need to reload the whole clip to start firing because as you can see here, it can shoot while recharging as well, which is good. And it slowly shoots all ammo, which again, such as the Dragoon, can be a good thing in some cases and a bad thing in some other cases. It has super direct fire, so it can hardly ever miss the enemy, which is another good thing. So it shoots directly at the enemy and cannot miss. And yeah, and it again does lots of damage. And the reason it's only in 4th place is because of the reload time. And that's basically, again, it's just the reload time for most of these weapons. The weapon cannot be good if it has a super duper long reload time. And yeah, apart from the reload, this is a really good weapon to have, and I highly recommend getting it. For a sniper robot, or like a very slow robot, such as the Femria, or the Behemoth, or something like that. Actually, no, the Behemoth, sorry, can't have Hussar. But the Dragoon is good for the Behemoth as well. But slow robots robots can take the Hussar. And that was number 4. Coming in at number 3, guys, is the Scourge. And the Scourge is a really good weapon. It does a lot of damage. It does have a 600 meter range, which is really good. And reload time is only 5 seconds. And it has a quite long clip as well. So the clip is kind of long. And it can shoot a lot before it has to reload again. It has direct fire as well because it has lock-on, obviously, so it has direct fire. It slowly shoots all ammo, which can be good because it's automatic and it just doesn't have to reload for a long time. So you can shoot for a long time, and the weapon shoots all ammunition and then reloads, so you cannot shoot while it is reloading. But the reload time is only 5 seconds anyway, so it's not that bad. And the damage reduces with increasing distance. So say if you fire at the 600 meters range, it won't be as much damage as you would at maybe 400 or 300 meters. So the further away the enemy is, the less damage you'll do for the Scourge. So that's basically the only reason I put it in 3rd place. But apart from that, it's a really good weapon, has a very long clip, and has direct fire as well. And also the other reason why it's in number 3 is because it obviously has to lock onto enemies as well, which can be annoying, but again, it directly shoots the firepower, so you can never miss the enemy, which is a really good thing. And yeah, that was the Scourge, everybody. Number 3, that was the Scourge. Alright, now, coming in at number 2. And by the way, guys, before I go in at number 2, I just want to point out that this is a similar list to the heavy weapons, which shouldn't be that surprising because they are basically the same weapons, just in heavy modes or lighter modes. Just pointing that out. But some of the weapons are changed around. And also, guys, if you haven't already, if you hit that subscribe button, it would be a huge help to my channel. It would really motivate me and encourage me to make more content for you guys and just improve this channel a lot. So if you subscribe right now, it only takes 1 click. And that would make my day a lot. Just 1 subscriber per day would just be the world to me. So hopefully you can make that happen. And yeah, so hit that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate it. Coming in at number 2 is the... where is it? The Atomizer. And obviously you guys know why I chose this. It has a very long range, 500 meters. It does the same amount of firepower, even though if it's a long distance. So it's not like the Scourge. It doesn't lose firepower as the distance increases. It has the same amount of damage for the full 500 meters. It does a lot of damage and it has unlimited ammo. But of course the gun doesn't require reloading and can shoot indefinitely. But and but the accuracy reduces after long bursts. Obviously, if you guys didn't know what the Atomizer is, it does have unlimited ammo, but as you keep firing, the accuracy reduces, which can get annoying in some cases, but in most cases it is very helpful. It has direct fire. Obviously it shoots its firepower really fast, unlike the Igniter. It doesn't take a long time to reach the enemy. It does it super duper quickly. And the reason it's in number 2 and not number 1 is obviously because the accuracy reduces after long bursts, and they recently nerfed the Atomizer as well, because they made it do a little less damage than it used to. But even though they nerfed it, it is still a very powerful weapon. So I highly recommend getting it. Yeah, that's basically it for the Atomizer. Really good weapon, and the only reason it's not a number 1 is due to the accuracy reducing and the nerf that happened. So yep, still a good robot, and yeah, I recommend getting it. And now coming in at number 1, the best of the best medium weapon to get in the production workshop is of course the Havoc. And this is why it is a sonic weapon. It does an insane amount of damage. Even though it has 200 meter range, it can do an insane amount of damage once close to an enemy. The reload time is a long time, but it can you can shoot while recharging, so the reload time doesn't really affect the firing that much. And the weapon deals extra damage to max robot durability, which is one thing, which is good, and it rapidly shoots all ammo as well, so really quickly shoots the ammo, so enemy robots don't really have time to get in cover after the first hit, because it rapidly shoots the ammo. And obviously, if you guys don't know what the sonic weapons can do, they make your robot unable to recharge or recharge your health basically. So if you get hit by a sonic weapon, the health that you take cannot be healable. So you basically fix damage, and you cannot heal back the damage that is done by a Havoc, a Devastator, or a Scatter, which is what makes this weapon so powerful. And of course the damage is a lot as well, and the only thing that basically makes this weapon not really good is the range. It's only 200 meters, but again, if you are in that 200 meters range, you are basically dead. This Havoc can do an insane amount of damage. And if I didn't read it out, weapon deals extra damage to max robot durability, whatever that means. I think that might mean about the that must mean that it can't like heal back the health of the enemy robot, but I don't know. And yeah, that's it. The best weapon, best medium weapon to get in War Robots is the Havoc right here, guys. And yeah, hopefully agree with me in this list, and if you have any concerns, or if you think that I got it wrong, or if you have any other weapons in mind to go in one of these places in the list, feel free to write them in the comments down below. Might just quickly check that I'm still screen recording. Yes, I am. It's always good to check that you're screen recording still. And yeah, as I said before, any suggestions to how I can make it better, write it in the comments below. Now let's just quickly produce a Havoc, because I am currently producing Havocs to put on my Scorpion. Oops, on my Scorpion, which is here. Where is it? Here. I'm trying to find 1 Scatter and 2 Havocs to put here and make this a really powerful Scorpion. Wow, 10,000 gold for this paint job. Wow, that's a lot. But anyway, let's get out of that and go back to the main hangar. And the last thing I want to point out for you guys in this video, if you are still tuned into this video, I just want to point out that I have made a new challenge for myself and anyone that wants to join in who is on this channel. And the challenge is called, I named it myself, the Gold Miner Challenge. I'm pretty sure. Gold Miner Challenge. And that's basically any player can join in, and it is where you cannot spend any gold at all and see how much you can collect. So obviously I'm doing the challenge. I'm currently up to 2,294 gold. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to see how much gold I can get before I quit. And there is no limit to this challenge. You can get as much gold as you can, but the moment you spend one single piece of gold, the challenge ends and you basically lost. But I'm gonna see how much gold I can save up before I have to buy something with it. And if you guys don't know or haven't experienced this yet, it is very hard to not spend your gold once you have enough. For example, I really want to spend some of my gold to get a new paint job for this algem, but no, I'm going to save up and I'm going to buy something better with it. And yeah, so hopefully if you guys watched to the end of this video, and if you want to join in with the challenge with me, feel free to do so. And yeah, that's basically it. Join the challenge. It is very fun, and you can see for yourself how well you are at saving your gold. And it can also relate to real life as well. Saving your money in real life can get tough sometimes as well, and it's very hard to save. So hopefully this would help you save your money, and in real life and in the game, of course. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and one more thing before I end the video. If you have stayed tuned to the very end of this video, can you write down in the comments below #IStayed, because I actually want to see if anyone actually stays and watches the full video. So I want to see if that happens. So hashtag in the comments IStayed, and I will give you a like on your comment, and I'll message you personally saying thank you, and will mean a lot to me, because I actually want to know if people will just watch the full video or if they just watch a couple minutes of it. So yep, #IStayed, and thank you for watching, and have a good one. Goodbye.